Welcome to Desert Bounty. Beautiful day on the homestead today. We had snow last night, so everything's kind of wet. Piggies were delayed an extra day, so later this afternoon we'll go pick them up. So that gives you some time to do some finishing touches on the pen and the corral. So right now I'm about to put together the gate, and I figure I'd set up and show you how I'm doing this. So what I've got is a 43 7/8 by 43 7/8 opening. So I'm going to build a box out of 2x4. And I'm going to do some cross bracing and some other, maybe some gussets on the corners. I'll show you how I do that. So, first things first. I'm going to be using a combination of 3-inch screws. These are Phillips. And in my framing nailer, the salad shooter, I'm using about a 3¼ inch coated. I think these are 8-penny, and these got the glue on the end, so they stick really good. So I'll be using that to kind of tack it together and get it square, and then I'll come back behind it with the longer screws. As I'm building this, since I'm using standard stud material for an outside application, you might be going, say it ain't so, it's got to be treated. Where it contacts the soil, yeah, it's got to be treated. Otherwise, it just turns gray and black. But we have a trick, boiled linseed oil. We're coating everything 2-3 coats in boiled linseed oil. We'll get the first coat on now, wait about a month, temperatures get really nice, we'll pick a sunny day, we'll get a couple more gallons, and we'll go through and we'll coat everything that you see here on the homestead that was built with standard studs. This Arizona climate's dry. So what we're doing is trying to use the boiled linseed oil to trap the original moisture that's left in the wood, and the boiled linseed oil gives us some UV protection, and over time it's going to fade and eventually turn gray. Well, down the road, 2, 3, 4 years, we'll do some repairs if we have to. If we have some posts that rotted out, we'll pull them out, replace them. If we have some toe kicks near the ground that are starting to get a little blown out, we'll pull them off, replace them. No big deal. So, treated wood's good, but I don't like the toxins. I don't like the solutions that they're using to pressure treat the wood. And it's a leach, and it continues to leach. The standard stud doesn't have that problem, and the boiled linseed oil is organic. So, we're trading off maybe some longevity, less toxins, for maybe less longevity and very little toxins. So on these corners, I'm using Titebond. This is a indoor glue that I use for all my indoor repairs, but this product is marketed as exterior or interior. And since it snowed last night, my lumber is a little damp, so I'm just going to use this as kind of a security backup on all the corners. I'm not mitering anything. I'm doing a straight box fashion. I could miter all these corners and do that, but I've found in the past when I'm building gates and structures like this for outside, it's going to get a little loose, has to be tweaked every now and then. It's going to get a little out of square. The lumber might twist a little, so the gate's not always going to fit perfect. Mitering the corners doesn't help that much either. The gates still twist and buck. So I have some trips and ticks. That's going to be an edit. I have some tricks and tips that I've used in other outdoor applications that have worked pretty good. But like I said, everything's repairable. You'd have to come back and do upgrades and maintain this stuff. You can't just do it and leave it. That's part of the homestead. This way I'm doing this a little bit cheaper, a little bit more inexpensive with the standard studs. And just going that extra step, doing a few little extra things will help protect it and make it last a little longer. So here we go. Let's get this done, huh? I'll show you the latches I'm using here. So for about 30 bucks, went up to the hardware store. Yeah, I'm sure you can find hardware that's cheaper. But I got just a simple gate latch. And you can see up here in the corner how it works. And I got some pretty robust hinges. This whole door isn't going to weigh but maybe 150 pounds at the most, depending on what I do here. But these heavy-duty hinges, these will work just fine. The first thing I'm going to do is just get a coat of glue on just this one corner here. Now this glue is sitting outside in the shed. it's cold, so it's extruding mighty slow. I might have to get a little dollop going here. Holy cow, this stuff is cold. I've had it out here in the sun for about an hour, but it's just not warming up. Now I'll take this and just spread it a little bit here. Coat it really good. Take the rest of this glue, and I'll just keep that over here in the sun. I'll warm that up a minute. Now I've got these little wedges here. I'm using these to help level my jig, and I've already got these measured out. And we'll get this one tacked together here. Make sure everything's nice and level and true. This out of the way here. We'll go down here on the other end and tack that one in. Now I could have used a biscuit wedge, and I could have put biscuits in here. That's something that a person could do to really hold this together, but then you have some glue time. You have to walk away from the project for a couple hours, and I don't really have time to do that. So we're doing this whole installation wet. Now you want to make sure you're doing this kind of stuff on a flat level surface. I could do it on the ground if I was in a bad way, but I have the ability to have this end of the chop saw table to work on. It's not ideal. I mean, I'd prefer more room, but it'll work. All right. So now we got the basic box built here. And, you know, if you're doing this, you should always double check. I'm going to get a tape measure all full of glue. 40 7/8. All right, looking good. Check back with you. I take a break for a few minutes. Thanks for watching.